So, good afternoon, President Shukri.
Good afternoon.
So, we have a few questions for you. Basically, the main question is, since the last academic year was such a mess with the strike and the political atmosphere, what are your main goals for this year?
Well, let me put it this way. I think, yes, I agree, it was a difficult year. It has been arguably the most difficult year of my life, having to go through that. However, I honestly see very many positive signs. First of all, on the fact that the students completed the year, they finished the courses, the year went on very smoothly, which attests to the tremendous strength of this community. The year completed with no problem at all. We implemented a number of measures to help the students come back, and it worked well. There has been, as has been highly publicized, the number of applicants to York University dropped significantly. However, the size of the intake class seems to have been really reasonable. Numbers are back almost to normal, without going through details, but we've done very well in recruiting students among those who applied to York. So we're starting the year on a very, very positive note. I look in the future and say, well, this is the first year of the next 50 years.
Since we're talking about the improvement of things, you were criticized for not directly communicating with the student body during the strike. Would you say the situation has improved, or what steps are you planning to take to improve?
Yeah, I think the strike is was a special circumstances. I hope it doesn't ever happen again. But the reason, as I talked before, I tried to maintain contact with the community. I tried to maintain contact with the students through the different statements we issued and through visiting labs. There were many graduate students, believe it or not, in their labs actually working around. I visited so many places. We had town hall meetings and everything. The reason I wasn't visible, I was not visible to the media, so that I don't become part of the prevailing rhetoric in a typical situation. This is behind us. It's water under the bridge. I said before, when I look at what happened and reflect on it, probably I should have sent a weekly message to undergraduate students and their parents. You know, I'm a person who will never say, I do everything right. You try, do your best, and learn from the experience. But if there's one single thing that I should have done more of, it's this. I sent 2 or 3 statements to the community. I should have written to every undergraduate student and their address and their home address, so that the parents would be aware of it. Because whatever we've gone through, from my point of view, my struggle was for the students and about the students. This is the most important thing for me. It doesn't help not to keep telling them that. We should have maintained the message all the time to students and their parents. Hopefully I don't have to do that again, but this will be my advice to any university president who will go through a similar situation. I guess part of me was always saying, we may go back to school next week. Okay, but again, that's no excuse. I'll be the first to say that. Now, speaking of this, now I do have the round table, which seems to work very nicely. I meet with students. I mean, frankly, I've been meeting with students before the strike as well. So I like to maintain that and like to find the forums and the environment in which I can speak to students. And through you, I'm encouraging any student group who would like me to talk to them, just invite me. There's nothing I like more than in my life than interacting with people. And the students are the future, and we are here for them. So it is a logical thing to do, to speak to them as many times as I can. Give me the opportunity, invite me, I'll be there.
Okay. Let's talk about the future of York for a second. A lot of people were saying you were brought here to open up the medical school. So would you say it's on its way to York?
Well, I was brought here to help provide leadership to one of the major universities in the country to become more comprehensive and more research intensive, and frankly more effective in delivering what society needs. At medical school, I happen to believe very strongly that a medical school at York is not only consistent with the aspirations of York, but indeed it is needed. We need a new way of dealing with health services, and we need to train people who will be prepared to do it that way. And there's shortage all over the place. This population is growing in this area, and the demand will continue to increase. And again, if you look at one of the most important and critical elements in medical education, which is the availability of teaching hospitals or clinical capacity to train future physicians, the only area left in the province where the hospitals are not used to train future physicians is the area north of the 401. So we have the capacity, we are in the right location with the population growth, where the healthcare is needed. We are in the middle of the clinical capacity that can make it happen. We provide the academic capacity, provide the clinical capacity. A medical school with the vision we have to focus on primary healthcare is what is needed to save the healthcare system in Ontario. You put all of these together, of course that becomes an objective. How do we get it? We have the plan, we have the vision. We will need the government to support that because it is not cheap. It's very expensive. And as I said once and again, the university is not in a position to divert funds from our current activities to support a new endeavor. So the only way we're going to move forward with this is when we have agreement with government and with full, complete and full funding, so that when we build it right. And I'm hopeful that it will happen in the next few years.